Hey Wanderers, thanks for joining us on a new arc in Wanderlust. As always, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're enjoying our podcast, please consider leaving a review wherever you listen to us. Now we return to Smokey Banks, where our heroes had just returned from beneath the town and discovering what can happen to towns that arrive in the wilds. Last time on Wanderlust. I have found that to be the case. And kind of visible, just as like ripples of reflection on stone, you see the walls spinning and constricting around you. A massive face of a worm comes sliding towards you. I dug as best I could. I made a place as safe as I could. I tried to isolate away ones that meant violence and failed.
I don't know if ignoring the changes and trying to cut them out of us is how we get back. And this is scary and hard and difficult, but that doesn't mean that it is bad or malicious or that we shouldn't grow and change.
It's a bit weird how I know this, but I think you were once called Ash. Does that seem familiar?
You know, between you and me, Willow had a radio, I had a radio. I've had a radio here for 3 months that you guys have been here. So,
have you been talking to them for 3 months?
Yeah. Staring down at the ruins of its old life, its eyes burning green, and all you hear is the faint whisper, I remember. The council's all alive. They actually surrendered immediately.
Was this a violent takeover?
It wasn't like a friendly takeover, no. It was a decidedly forceful takeover. But
so violent.
Yeah, well, the council was, turns out, 3-1 gonna exile all of you and blame all of this on you. So, there's no version of this where you bring him back from the dead and he disappears into the ether. He's here to stay. Now we get to deal with him.
Fine, you win. I'm going to bed.
No, I don't win. I just get to be miserable.
So, Autumn stands up. She leaves the walkie-talkie and spear on the ground next to her. Have a good night, Madam Secretary.
Hello, all of you out there in Smokey Banks. The town council is doing its best to return us to a sense of normalcy. We believe we have enough food growing for our town, so the immediate danger has somewhat passed. That being said, we know the nights are still long and dark. The trees hold much that we don't yet understand. We all have to keep the fires burning and watch out for each other. There is danger, but we will adapt. In other news, we continue to work with our neighbors out in the wild. Lance might be a stranger in many ways, but he has been helpful. It is normal to be dubious of the unknown, but don't let that become paranoia. Lastly, we feel the name Smokey Banks does not really feel right for our town anymore, as we are no longer a misty town on the coast. We are taking suggestions on a renaming of our town. I know there are still tensions about the recent changes. We don't resent anyone's suspicion and are always willing to hear suggestions or issues. Know that we are willing to do whatever it takes to keep our town together.
We open on Smokey Banks at night. It's quiet, except for flickering flames throughout the town. Fires have become much more common, as people have found that, for whatever reason, they do tend to keep whatever comes wandering out of the forest at bay. But walking through Smokey Banks has changed significantly in the maybe month or two that you guys have all been in a new place. The streets are more overgrown. Somehow you can't stop vines from crawling over buildings. The walls that once were kind of envisioned as a definite safety, both from the wild to Smokey Banks, but also from Smokey Banks to the wild, continue to deteriorate, and what is out there is constantly encroaching and kind of assimilating itself into the town. That being said, the town, as the announcement said, has been successful. A lot of plants that were growing are no longer viable. A lot of livestock that used to be growing is no longer viable. But Smokey Banks is good at adapting and trying to fix things. So to start out with, let's talk about how all of you, in maybe the last week or two, even before the whole incident with the dragon, have been helping Smokey Banks adapt to its new state, let's say.
Juliet is getting back to her roots, kind of. She worked in pharmaceutical biochemistry, and so she's been synthesizing the new flora that we find around us to find out like what chemical compounds are in it that can be used medicinally.
Ooh, okay.
Because we are cut off from any other supply of medicine that we would otherwise have.
I like that. So you've been going out into the forest trying to find these things?
Not far.
Not far, but a little bit?
Yeah, I think if there's like stuff that doesn't grow like next to Smokey Banks, it would be brought to her by somebody else, whether that's Maul or other hunting party people or Matthews folks.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine then. That's fine then. Roll me a, doing science check.
I sure hope I have a skill in science.
I think you do. I'm like 90% sure.
Plant identification.
Plant identification. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
+4.
Okay, so I'm going to give you one thing, and then I'm going to say you can ask a question about learning about what is going on in the wild, right? So I'll say the probably Maul, because she's been doing a lot of the hunting, has brought you back several plant samples. You've done whatever science you do to plant samples to try to isolate things that you know would either be like antibacterial or, maybe help like stimulate skin regrowth, maybe have some pain killing stuff. And you've managed to like make a cocktail of this stuff, right? From whatever fairly common leaves there are. Now, I think this is actually a pretty big boon that I would say is like, that's really valuable in this environment. To have the ability to like synthesize antibiotic would be really good that you've managed to work that out. So like, that's like a tradable thing. You know what I mean? This is like a valuable asset to have.
When you say tradable, do you mean like with you, the GM? Or
it's leverageable in the story for narrative reasons. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. Yes. I understand. I understand now.
You know what? Oh, no. Yeah. This would be an aspect. Yeah. I'll say that you have an aspect of antibiotic. You get one free invoke of it. That's the right way to actually do this.
Okay.
Okay. Now you can ask me a question about what is going on. Any curiosities you might have, things that you might be able to discover from looking at the plant life of a new world that you are on.
I don't know if this already covers stuff that we know. I am curious if there's a difference in the type of plants that are next to Smokey Banks versus far from Smokey Banks.
Ooh. There is. That's a good question.
Okay. And this is not like rehashing stuff that we've already covered, correct?
No, this is new information.
Okay.
This is like GM guaranteed new information.
Okay.
The further Maul gets out, the more frequently she is finding expansive systems of fungi that you have not seen before and are odd. that seems vague.
It's like the farther away from Smokey Banks, the less similar it is to Nova Thea's stuff. Is that fair to say? Or is it different?
Yes. Yeah, no, I think that's fair to say. I'm trying to think of how you might learn something from just the sample of the plant.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe what it is based on Maul's descriptions of like where you've seen these and in the size of patches. These are massive, like, mushrooming networks. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
This is an old forest. There is a lot of decay. Mushrooms thrive in that type of environment. And maybe you find one type that are separated by, like, call it miles, like unbroken as one system of, like, one mycelial system that are these huge, expansive blankets of this stuff under the forest floor.
And they are more different from, like, Nova Thea and stuff then.
I would say, like, you know, typically for us, there are, like, common attributes of a mushroom, you know, like whether it's, like, gills underneath of them that most mushrooms have or don't. There's, like, a few different varietals. These are clearly fungus, but maybe they have a specific characteristic that's uncommon or a coloring that is uncommon and you would not typically see in mushrooms.
Okay.
And I think they also grow far more aggressively and maybe on larger types of things.
Okay. Not ominous at all.
Mushrooms are scary in real life, man.
They are. Might be a thing in this arc. All right, who wants to go next?
I can. Since the dragon, Autumn has been working a lot with Teti on sealing up the holes to the artists. And if you want before that, I think she was probably working on the, you know, making sure the bugs are doing okay, because they're also, like, members of Smokey Banks that I think are kind of her responsibility.
No, that's fine. And honestly, a large cavernous area would not be a terrible place for the bugs.
How much of their food supply was transported with us?
None, but they can also eat they can eat a lot more than you can. Like, their digestion allows them to just eat most plants. Like, they eat leaves.
Okay.
So, you know, they all right. They're also industrious and used to being in new areas where they have to find and somewhat terraform areas to make them suitable for themselves. So that's, like, not an unpleasant thing. It just means that there's always kind of an area that has these, like, pillaring pillaring insect hives, you know? Like the, like, stacks of dirt.
The termite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those just kind of are around Smokey Banks now in an area. You know what I mean? So let's start with a roll of whatever you use to command the builder beetles with the help of Teti.
Empathy?
Yeah, actually, we can do empathy for this, yeah.
That is a 7.
Wow, okay.
I rolled 4 pluses.
All right. So, as you're down in this massive underground cave city, the plant life down here started dying, right? And blocking up the cave entrance, basically non-issue, right? Like, this is the easiest thing in the world for the builder beetles. Like, literally, they can fuse themselves into concrete. Like, it's a trivial number of them because it was actually a relatively small blast, so that's easy. But as you and Teti are down here, he's kind of, like, looking out over this, like, expanse of, like, dead, dying. It was like a lichen, you know, a luminous lichen. There's maybe a few patches of it left that they were like stone frogs, right? Is what we called them.
Yeah.
Are still trying to cultivate and keep alive, but are clearly not going to. Teti kind of looks out at them and looks over at you. Hi. Don't believe this is sustainable.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Is there anything we can do to help?
Yes. Obviously, we could allow them to come to the surface with us. We could build them new homes. We could find food for them. But when I left my culture, it was within. It was not inappropriate. It was not a failure. It was not me abandoning who I was. It was, technically, you are, as you know, my boss in some ways. That's how my society was structured. So it was not uncomfortable or inappropriate for me to leave. I did not have to wash away my life to do so. I am worried that might not be the case for them.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't I don't know of a way that they can stay down here and not interact with us and survive. But I think their life and culture was kind of washed away a long time ago when they came under here to hide and decided to forsake everything and do what they did to, I guess, survive? I mean, the giant worm up top said he made everyone forget, sort of. Or something like that.
Yes. I think at times I might wish to forget everything that I lost. I did not expect to never be able to return to my home. But sometimes that is not an option. Have you asked?
I asked when we first left if they wanted help, and they were unreceptive, but I don't think it's something that's not worth trying again now that it's going more poorly for them.
Desperation is a motivator, and we have given them the same safety they had before.
Yeah, and I don't think, with things going better in town, I think we're in a better spot to help them than we were even a few weeks back.
I hope that is the case. I do not wish to no longer have a home or a town to live in. I rather like it.
Me too, since it's kind of the only home we have right now. Since,
I have had several. They come and go, but it is always sad.
Yeah, this is the first time that I was more forced out instead of choosing to leave.
Teti, puts a cold, hard, clawed hand on your shoulder and does a little, pat, 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 pat. That was meant to be comforting. Sometimes it does not go... I can tell sometimes it does not translate, but there. You get used to it.
You're doing great, Teddy. Well, I'm hoping that I don't have to, as in, I hope this doesn't keep happening to us.
Teddy kind of looks at the village and then looks at himself and looks at you and goes, "It kept happening to me."
That's fair, and maybe I'm being a little insensitive.
Pat, pat, pat. There. I've gotten used to it.
Well, I will try to be less insensitive to you and be more adaptive to your cultural customs. But I think for now, I think we should go see if the stone frogs want some help.
And that is where we will end that little scene, but we will pick that up later.
Cody, how are you stabilizing the town? Zach, adds more people to it.
Mandy and Vinny, who wants to go next?
I'll go. What do you want me to answer first?
How have you helped stabilize Smokey Banks?
Yeah, so I think Estelle has basically, since we've gotten back, been doing anything she can with the animals that were left in the gardens. Most of those are basically no longer around at this point. So I think she's been working with Maul and whoever else has been going out to find animals that can be domesticated so that we can replace the manatees or fish that we had.
Yeah. Okay, so this is an exciting moment for you. All right, just close your eyes. You're in the woods.
There's nothing around you. Shia LaBeouf.
You get to reinvent the cow, right? So, or the sheep, or the goat, or the llama, right? Way back when humans found an animal that they could easily corral and force to breed and then eat forever, right? It was cows and goats and llamas and stuff like that. So, you get to reinvent your own cow. What do you imagine it looks like? My only rule is, it definitely can't be a cow.
So it could be a llama or a sheep or...
Now, if you know me, you know I do want it to be a long-necked mammal, because I love me giraffes and llamas and alpacas.
I did not know you were into giraffes.
I'm not as into giraffes, but camels are okay. I'm more into camels. Giraffes are so long that it's it turns a corner. into like freak show territory, you know, whereas llamas are cute.
But have you seen giraffes fight, though?
Oh, wait, you like giraffes, don't you? Now I feel bad because you're into giraffes.
I'm not that into giraffes. My family's into giraffes. Giraffes are like...
Cut out this part where I said it goes to freak show territory.
It does not bother me. Other people are into giraffes, and I just get that through osmosis. They're not in my top 3 favorite animals.
Okay, so I'm better visually than I am at describing, especially since I keep coughing. Cody, I'm sending 2 images that I found.
Okay.
I think one of those 2 or both of those is kind of what I think we find.
Ooh. I like this a lot.
So pick one and word picture it for me.
So what's going to happen here, we're going to do a little brief scene again because I like this now. So you're like woken up one night by Maul. She is like shaking you awake and she's just like, we have to go right now. And she like gets you to like throw on clothes, grab whatever kit of stuff you carry with you into the wild, and like drags you out by torchlight. And then you make your way like over a rock shelf that leads down into like a little, like the rock overhangs this, I believe it would be called like a dell, I think is the term. If that's incorrect, no one correct me. I see you little hobgoblins already clickety-clacking on your computer. Now I'm gonna Google Dell really quick. I freaking hate you guys.
Don't just Google Dell. It gives you computers.
So it's a rocky cliff that is overhanging a dell, which is a small valley among trees. Goblins.
It's like in Helldivers where you got to go to the bunker underneath.
If you talk about Helldive, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it.
If I learned one thing from Helldivers, well, if you see that, grenade it. So, Mandy, chuck a grenade it. It'll be fine.
You see these like little furry mounds curled up in leaves and dead grass. They have long, spiraling horns. They're very broad and stocky with thick legs underneath of them. They seem like they're very low to the ground, like they'd be able to creep easily underneath of trees. It's a whole family of them, so you can see like a male, probably a female, a few younger ones. Judging by their like kind of stunted and wide mouths, you would guess probably herbivorous, which is great. They are less furred than maybe a typical mammal would be, but have like thick leathery skin, but they have like furry, long kind of bearded faces. And currently they're all huddled in this little dell. Maul is holding a rope and kind of looking at you and goes, I think we could eat these, but I mean, like, you know, for permanently.
What do you mean permanently?
I mean, we could, like, take them. We could just, like, take these ones and then, you know, just get, like, a flock, right? Like a flock?
Oh, right. Sorry, still waking up.
I don't really know how this works. I've hunted, but I've never, like, husbandried before. So, what do you think? I got a rope. So, could you, like, tame one? Is there, like, do you, like, you know, like, would you put a rope on it and then do you, like, give it an apple? She, like, looks around. I didn't bring apples, but you could, like, give it a nut, maybe, and then it would be your pet that we eat.
Well, I imagine that you could probably... that we could probably lure it in. So maybe try to like lasso one of them. I'm willing to try that. It's hard to tell from them being just like asleep, but.
So here's what I'll do. She hands you the rope. You do that part, and then if it starts trampling you, I'll stab it really fast, and then we'll just eat it.
Great. Thanks, Maul. Okay. Looking around me, is there any obvious like big leaves or...
Do you want to try to find out what it eats?
Yeah.
Oh, make me that animal handling check.
All right.
Big leaf Cody. JK, just regular size leaves.
Meanwhile, Juliet's having nightmares about her two friends dying.
Getting
mauled in the wilderness.
Mauled by tiny, stocky goats with beard faces and no skin or no fur.
No skin is so much worse.
That's +3.
+3. Okay. You have choices to make. Okay. This does not go well for you. Okay. This is kind of encompassing the whole thing, right? So you want to try to find whatever food it eats, right?
I'm willing to not worry about that part.
No. This is like all kind of one thing. So what was the strategy here? You find maybe you find a tree that clearly has like hoof marks on it, and you can see some like gnawed leaves that match about the shape of their mouths. You can put it together like they're grazing in this area on these certain plants. Maybe it's like small bushes really that they eat on that are like about their height, you know?
Yeah. So my plan would be to shove a bunch of that into my bag, create a lasso-esque loop out of the rope, get close to probably one of the bigger ones, probably not one of the babies, if there's babies, and react based on what happens.
Are you going to try to lasso it, or are you just going to try to come up to it?
Come up to it first, and then depending on what the reaction is. Like, if they're startled from me, then yes. If they're not startled, use the food to kind of like bring it away from the others, and then maybe try to lasso it then.
So when you approach you get pretty close, and this thing startles and like kind of jerks back and then gets to its feet real fast. You notice when it stands up, like I said, it's very wide across its torso. So it's much wider than you are, but very short. So its head is maybe only waist high, but then those horns, they're coming up to almost shoulder. This thing has really big horns, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as it looks at you, it kind of like turns its head, and you see one eye is making very direct eye contact with you. It's very like stumpy, stocky legs start like pawing into the ground. Its little cloven hooves pinching at the dirt as it starts to sidle back from you. And then its nostrils kind of flare, and it looks at the bag and just starts chomping its teeth, going like, and kind of, it doesn't like look right at you and go towards you. It's doing it sideways, right? Kind of facing its back more towards you a little bit as it's getting closer, and its teeth at you.
Okay. I think that she's gonna start, if it's like looking at the food in her pack, I think she's gonna like put a hand in there and start like rustling it, like touching it to like get the smell and like the sound of like, this is what you like, this is something you're interested in, and start like backing away a little bit.
Got you. So as soon as you do that, you open that bag back up, and like this was just down to the roll, not to this being a bad idea. You like step and slip a little bit on your foot, and as soon as you like lurch back a little bit, the what should we name these things?
The spiralis, because their horns are curvy in the picture that was sent.
I was gonna say bush horns.
Ooh, bush horns is pretty good. I don't hate a bush horn.
I don't mind spiralis, but what about spiralix? Keep it shorter.
That's fine. Doesn't bother me.
Spiralix is pretty good.
What's the plural?
Just right here, this is why it ends up taking forever, because now we have to think of names.
Spiral people.
So, the spiralix, as soon as you lean backwards, just immediately pounces on you, and when it hits you, it's like getting hit with, it's like a truck rolls over you. It's just, immediately you're on your back, and it's just going nuts at the bag, right? It's like tearing at you, it's stomping, you're like taking hits from this thing, and you just hear Mal shout, "What do I do? What do I do? Do I stab it? I feel like I should, but also I feel bad."
When has Mal ever not stabbed it?
No, don't stab. Don't stab.
I know what I'll do. And she just runs over and starts like picking up the babies, and she's like, "I've got these, let's just run." And immediately the other one wakes up and just starts attacking Maul, and she like drops the little ones and is just like wrestling with one and trying to like throw it to the ground.
Wait, so she threw the babies on the ground?
So she picked up two of the little ones that just immediately started kicking and squealing, and then the other adult woke up and attacked her.
Okay, so it's just the two of us out here getting attacked by these.
Yeah, right now it's just the two of you getting attacked by these.
Juliet's nightmares intensify.
Jesus, okay. How far away are we from town?
Call it an hour or two.
Jeez, okay. God dang it. You just...
That's like 3 miles.
Yeah, I mean, that's not that far.
She woke her up in the middle of the night. She went 3 miles back to town and then went 3 miles back with Estelle. That's insane.
I didn't think it was that crazy.
You're also the person who said 20 feet tall blighthounds, and then you saw what 20 feet is at the Children's Museum, and you're like,
that was way too tall. That was so tall.
Okay, no. I have Guffy with me.
Oh, yeah, you would have Guffy with you.
I would have Guffy. Guffy, at this point, as soon as Estelle got knocked to the ground, Guffy starts barking at the one that is going after the food in her pack. I would assume that would not make it very happy.
No. It would
Okay.
distract it, though.
Does it start, like, trying to back away from Guffy?
Yeah. As big as Guffy is, it would immediately start, like, both of them, what they would start doing is they would go shoulder to shoulder and start backing towards the, like, children. You know what I mean? Like, putting their heads down and snorting.
Okay. Estelle whistles at Guffy to cut them off at the back. So
to, like, trap them?
So Guffy's at their rear. Ideally, Estelle is at the front.
Yep.
And she's gonna do the same thing. She's gonna shake the bag and, like, speak really, like, softly to them and start moving with the intention of when she starts moving backwards, Guffy moves forward.
Oh, so you kind of, like, herd them that way.
So we're trying to hurt him that way.
Yeah, okay, I like that. So you start herding them back to town. As you're walking, Maul's like, I'm not good at that. I shouldn't have grabbed him like that, huh? She's like, clearly has like a hoof bruise, like blooming on her face and is like bleeding a little bit.
You know, probably not, but I don't think it's the middle of the night. I don't think either of us are thinking very clearly right now.
I saw them and I was like, I know we need something to replace the manatees and I thought it'd be a good idea. I got kind of excited, so.
Hey, like I said, I'm willing to try whatever at this point, and we'll see if maybe they have the capacity to replace them.
I hope so, but anyways, sorry about that. I didn't mean to handle it wrong.
No, don't. It's fine. We don't know how to handle them yet, so there's no wrong way of doing it.
Going back to Smokey Banks. Fred, what you up to?
So Fred has been spending time, kind of obviously making weapons, making tools for whoever needs them around town. But he's also been kind of going around and setting various traps and snares and stuff on the outskirts of town just to catch anything that might get too close and kind of help everyone in town feel a little safer.
Okay. I want you to roll me a crafting check for making some snares.
I just realized I need to find my fate dice. They're right here, but they weren't in my dice roller because I have the other dice there. That is a 5.
Okay. So, are you... is this like an out loud thing that you've been doing, or has this been like are you moonlighting this? You know what I mean?
I don't think he's not like trying to keep it a secret, but he's not advertising it. Like, he's not going around like, oh, look at me,
Gotcha.
Look how good I am. But he's just doing it.
Just doing it to try to help?
Yeah.
So you're maybe along one of the more broken down parts of the wall. You know that a lot of wolves, whatever kind of big cats there are that hunt in this area have come through here. How do you envision this trap looking that you're starting to set here?
I think it's a lot of like, do you remember, I don't know if this is the thing you guys did as kids, but you remember if there was like a you get like a green piece of a green twig, like a really green twig that's really flexible, and you like pin it up against like a plant or something, and then when something walks by, it like slaps over. Am I just making things up?
I never did that, but it makes sense.
No, I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. I don't know how to describe that thing.
Yeah.
But basically, there's those that are basically meant to scare off anything. If they like get too close and trigger it, it'll kind of slap. Not necessarily meant to hit them, but it kind of startles them, scares them off. And also some like snares and stuff to try to actually catch things. Yeah, I think that's...
You said you're not telling people these exist?
No, I think that's okay. That's an okay place for this to start.
It's not that he's not telling. It's not that he's not telling people that they exist. It's not like he's worried about people wandering into them. It's just that
I'm worried about people wandering into them. Caitlin is.
He's not going around like being like, "Oh, look at me! Look at what I'm doing." He might be like, "Oh,
right." No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like, oh. He might tell people, "Oh, hey, watch out for there. There's some traps in the area."
Yeah.
Like, but it's not meant as a, "Hey, look at me. Look at what I'm doing."
So as you're setting that last snare, you hear some crunching behind you from the town side.
Okay.
When you turn around, you see Matthew just kind of like standing watching you. So it's you that's been setting all the traps around?
Yeah, I've been just want to protect the area, make sure anything doesn't get too close.
I appreciate it. It makes my job easier, which I'm never going to complain about because I'd rather not be doing... Well, that's not true. I would rather be doing something, but it makes my job easier and it's hard enough as it is, so I appreciate it. Do you have like a minute I can talk to you about something?
Sure, yeah, what's up?
Well, here's what it is. You're the most I'm gonna say this and I feel like if you tell all your friends, they're gonna be mad, but you're like the most even-keeled of all your friends, and now look, that includes my mother, but I can't really ask her advice because she's just either gonna be my mom about it and be judgy, or she's gonna be my mom about it and just take my side. I don't think Autumn wants to talk to me about anything, and I think Juliet being with Mal kind of also emotionally ties her to some of the stuff that happened in the town because they weren't exactly Mal's biggest fan beforehand, so here we are. You're the most even-keeled person on what happened. So, what do you care? Does it bother you that we had to do what we did to the old council? How do people feel about it, I guess? Because here's the issue. I think if I ask, people are gonna lie to me about it, and that's not gonna help me understand what to do differently, or not do differently for that matter.
Well, I can give you my honest opinion, but I don't know if it'll be that helpful.
Hey, look, you know what? That's all I'm asking for. Doesn't have to be helpful. It just has to be your honest opinion.
Personally, I don't really care too much. I've back where I came from in the city, there's a lot of different people that had power over me, I guess. Like, I worked for a lot of different people, not all of them good. So when the power changes, I change with it. I just kind of move on and just kind of deal with it.
Were you did you work for actually bad people and just kind of dealt with it?
I mean, why do you think I'm out here now? Tried to get away from it.
I hope it's not to work for yet another bad person. I'm hoping what you're not implying is that I am yet another in a string of bad people that you've done business with.
No, it's not like that. I think you're doing good work here. It definitely seems like maybe an extreme step, but it might have been an extreme step that was needed. I'm not really a leadership type person to judge that.
Yeah, well,
you seem like you're doing a good job. So I don't feel like I don't feel like a bad person to try to make the city safer or town safer.
Yeah. Well, you're obviously doing the same thing too. No, I appreciate hearing that, Fred. It's just, I wish I knew that that's what I was doing, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get to. But guess I have to do something, and sitting around wasn't working for me, so here I am. But I appreciate your help, and I appreciate your honesty on it. You know, if you hear that there's gonna be like a coup against me, let me know if there's gonna be a coup, because I've done it, and I don't want to be on the other end of it, so, you know, just let me know if there's gonna be a coup. And if you ever find someone worse than me who wants to make you work for them, let me know, and, you know, hopefully we can avoid that instead of having you repeat that.
I don't think that's too much of a worry out here. Is all those city folk that always just want to get power for power's sake.
Well, I hope that you get to, you know, build this stuff for your own sake, because you want to, not because someone's forcing you to. That being said, if you wanted to put, like, 4 of those, like, over there, and he just, like, points to another gap in the wall, he's like, you don't have to, I'm not making you, but if you wanted to, 4 over there, and then, you know, 3 more on the other side of the wall, that'd be great. No complaints from me, but that's not me forcing you, just a suggestion.
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm feeling a little pressed right now. And he gives Matthew a smile.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. And thanks. And he wanders off. Later that night, Juliet, you are woken up kind of like early in the morning, call it like 6 a.m., to the door to, you know, whatever apartment. Do you and Maul live together at this point? Is that a fair thing to assume? Or at least enough that, you know, she like comes in without knocking?
I think, yeah. Yeah. I think I am at her shop place now.
Oh, gotcha. So you hear the door to the shop open and shut, and she like wanders back to the back room, and you just like feel before you see her just like fall into the bed next to you, and she just goes, "Ow."
What? Mal, what happened?
I got kicked a bunch by like these like, I don't know, these like fuzzy faced little what? Big goats with scary horns. And
what are you talking about?
Well, I found these things, and I thought that you could like tame them, so I had Estelle come with me, and it's a lot harder than I thought it was, and they kicked me a bunch.
Hold on.
I picked up one of the little ones, and it just kept kicking me.
Juliet finds a light so she can take a look.
you turn on the light, and she looks like she got in a fight with a goat. You know, it's not great.
Well, stay still. Hold on a second. And she like rummages around for antibiotics she has.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You do have fancy antibiotics.
Right. So she's got ointment. She goes and gets some water and a cloth and starts like cleaning up dried blood. She finds something cold. Here, hold this here. I know it hurts. Just hold it right there. Okay.
She like holds it on her face and is like, if I knew I was gonna get pampered for getting attacked by forest animals, I would do worse at my job more often.
That is not the lesson we should be taking from this.
I mean, do you know what would calm me down so much right now? Cup of warm tea, few drops of honey. Just saying. It would make me feel less like I had been. Am I pushing it? It feels like I'm pushing it.
You were going to sit here while I bandage you up, and then maybe I will get you tea.
Fine.
If you're good and don't move.
As soon as you say that, she just like starts lifting one arm up.
Stop it. Stay still.
Lifts it up. How was your night?
Better than yours.
I mean, mine was actually, I'm in a pretty good mood.
Why were you alone? I thought you were going with hunting parties.
I wasn't alone. I brought Estelle with me.
Well, before that, though, why were you alone?
Sometimes the party is optional, I would say.
What does that mean?
I go for walks by myself at times. I do it all the time. I've done it for so long. I'm not used to always, you know, I'm trying, but I'm not used to always having to go with like a whole group of people. So initially, if it's like a new area, sometimes I'll go by myself just because a large group is louder, they draw more attention, it can be more dangerous, you know.
Right. When you're going to a new spot, that's the safest time to go by yourself, unknown area, at night.
Exactly. Well, it was night by the time I came back, got Estelle, and went all the way back out there, which apparently took me quite a while.
But why, though?
What do you mean, why?
Because this happened.
Well, this happened after I got Estelle. Not that it's her fault, but this happened because we have new, I guess not pets, livestock, though. We brought them back, sort of, so that's good.
That is good. Hopefully you won't be the one taking care of them.
Ouch. Also, ouch. Easier, Juliet. Ouch.
Hold still.
No, that hurts. Stop.
I know you've been alone for a long time, and you've clearly done fine for a long time. But I worry about the time when, you don't have Estelle and get mauled by something worse than whatever these things are. What are they called?
Spiralos. Mandy, what were they called again?
Spiralix.
Spiralix. No, I know. I need to be better about not. It's new for me being here for this long, so I'm trying to not. I went and got Estelle. That was a step for me, anyways. So that was progress in a way.
I'm glad you got Estelle. How are you doing with being rooted? It's been 3 months since the cocoon. Almost a year of being in Smokey Banks.
I think mostly I feel bad a lot. Not like that. Let me rephrase that. I feel guilty might be the right word, that people make a space for me. Does that make sense? I am used to not taking up space or requiring things of other people. So it makes me feel bad then when I do. Whether that's here now, literally right now, sort of, in that you're helping me, or asking Estelle to come with me, or asking a whole hunting party to come with me when I don't feel like they should have to. And sometimes it's also annoying. So sometimes I feel bad about it when I actually do need help right now. Sometimes it's annoying when I feel like I don't need help, when I go looking for goats or Spiralix. So I would say that's kind of how I'm doing. It's an adjustment, but it's better than what I was doing, and I know that. So I kind of have to get through the nuisance of it, I guess.
That makes sense. Breaking new ground isn't easy, and sometimes it gives you blisters,
Yeah, and what I was doing before was actively bad, so,
You mean being by yourself?
Well, yeah, and it's when I was not by myself, it's not like I was on my best behavior, you know what I mean?
Are you thinking of something in particular?
Well, I mean, I stole a lot of stuff from a lot of people that didn't necessarily deserve it and might have needed the stuff that I stole. And as much as I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm Lance's biggest fan, it wasn't like I was a good house guest for him, It's easy to justify hurting other people when you feel like you have to, but I don't know, kind of take a step back and look at it for a little bit and go well, what's the right way to okay, so it's like the Spiralix. Is it the Spiralix's fault that I thought the right decision to make was pick up its children and run away, and then it attacked me? Well, no, but what if I did really need to eat those children? That sounds bad. Let me phrase that differently. What I mean is, maybe I am actually in desperate need of something, and I just steal it, and then people attack me, and then I attack them back, and I'm better at it than they are. Well, I can justify that in my own head as, well, I needed that thing, and they wouldn't let me have it, so it's mine now. And I could, so I did, somewhat frequently. Maybe that's not good. Maybe that's, in fact, a bad thing to do to other people.
I guess what made you change your mind if it was working for you?
Frankly, you guys didn't charge me. I took food and then no one cared. they just gave me chores. So I didn't have to leave right away. And then I kind of just kept not leaving right away. And then I started having fun annoying certain people in the town. Sheriff Mitchell. And then I met you, and then I stayed. But I think a lot of it was just that I needed something, and the town didn't immediately take it from me. So this is gonna sound bad. I didn't have to hurt anyone in the town to get what I needed. That sounds bad, right? Like, that doesn't sound good.
I guess it depends on if that changes, if things get desperate again. What do you think you'd do?
Oh. Well, I would try to steal goats from Spiralix from a woods, for sure. I don't think I would just, like, leave this town, but I also am certain I could do a lot to try to save it from something trying to hurt it, and would without much hesitation. And in fact, I think I might... Is enjoy the right word? If you're good at something and you do it, be satisfied with it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like robbing storerooms and running from, guards is not fun at some level. And if I could do that, and then maybe we had more stuff that we need, I'm not going to say that I wouldn't. Like, let me put it to you this way. Like, if we needed something that Lance had and he said he wouldn't give it to us, I wouldn't hate that at all. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate getting to do that again,
Right.
It's like when you get to do science and then you're like, I did science. That's so cool. That's like what stealing stuff and running away is for me. Not like from you, but you know what I mean? Like escaping back to here after stealing something dangerous. That's sort of like my science, is that.
Yeah. I guess you are really good at running away, though. Do you think you'll ever get tired of here?
Run away from here? No, well, I don't want to have to, if that makes sense. I'm more scared that this town's going to ask me to leave, or frankly, you would ask me to leave, more than I'm scared that I would want to leave.
Really? Why would I ask you to leave? Or why would the town ask you to leave, either? Those are both important questions. I
steal stuff and hurt people often. Before now, all the time. Anything I needed that I did not have and that I wanted, I would take from whoever had it. And I could justify it to myself that was necessary, but that's generally considered to be an antisocial behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand that. I don't know why.
Let's say I needed something, and Fred said I couldn't have it, but I needed it, right? And he had it. I would probably just take it if push came to shove.
Would you?
I would have 6 months ago.
Okay, but what about now? We were all very different 6 months ago. You remember me 6 months ago.
Yeah. I don't think I would steal something from you without you telling me I could.
That's nice, but I don't know. You don't think you've learned other ways of doing things? I guess
I would try those other ways first, certainly, but
okay.
But if he said no then, and then I still and I mean, when I say needed, I mean really needed, not like I wanted it. Not like he has a pretty hat and I want his pretty hat.
Right.
I mean I need to eat this and he has it and he won't let me eat it, I would probably just take it.
I understand that. I'm more surprised that you feel that part of you hasn't changed. But the part of you that...
I'm not saying specifically about Fred. I didn't mean to pick on him.
Oh, no. I know that part of you hasn't changed, but the part that wants to move on to another place has changed? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I never wanted to always have to be on the run, but generally my behavior kind of meant I had to be.
And that wasn't part of what you enjoyed, though?
If I could do my thing that I did a lot and not get run out of a town for it, I would be happy with that. But typically, I got run out. You know what I mean? Getting run out of town was kind of like a consequence of the thing that I liked doing.
Okay. Not that you liked running. That part never got enjoyable to you?
Well, a little. Like the thrill of it, sure.
Right.
But...
Okay. So, the whole, like, moving planets or whatever, that hasn't been a big deal?
Well...
Or it has been, if you're used to it.
I mean, it's a big deal. I got used to it, but I guess I hadn't really had enough time to sit quietly for one place and really contemplate the fact that I was bouncing between worlds. At some point, I just kind of, like, accepted it as normal and was okay. Lent itself to a certain amount of unreality to it, you know? Like, it's a new place, it might as well not exist, you know?
It's just kind of a fresh start every time.
Yeah, you're kind of wiping the slate clean every time you run off.
What if you don't want to wipe the slate clean, though?
I don't now. I'm not saying that I do right now.
No, I mean me.
Well, right, I said I wouldn't steal stuff from you without asking.
No. I am being much more selfish.
Oh, you mean like reset it?
Because I've done this once, this whole moving planet thing, and it's awful. And I hate it.
Yeah, if you, like, kicked me out, I would probably, like, leave, you know, and then just, like, run off into the woods and do it again. But I don't want you to do that.
No, how did you keep saying goodbye to places? I hate saying goodbye. And doing that to Novathea is killing me.
I didn't like where I was initially. Generally, I haven't been the one saying goodbye. I think it's like I haven't been the one choosing to run. It's like I'm getting chased and I leave, you know? There's not good stuff waiting for me there. Typically, the bridges are already burned.
But there's not stuff that you miss?
After like the first 4, no, you know?
Nothing?
I don't know. It's like I kind of, you know, some people have better food than you. Your music is better. You
don't miss the people or the food or the company or anything? Or the wilderness?
Your guys' coloration was really interesting. Like the color of the leaves was really pretty. I liked that, you know?
Yeah, it was. I miss everything about Novathea.
I don't miss my home even a little. I say home, where I'm originally from. I don't miss it even.
The planet in the hologram.
Huh? Yeah. I don't miss it even a little bit.
Nothing? Nobody?
No, I don't really think about it very much. Like, I understand it's, like, fresher for you, but do you, like, spend, like, a lot of your waking time, like, just thinking about going back to Novathea?
I miss it. At every random little thing. Because it's closed off forever. The lullabies don't even make sense now there's no moons.
Well, I mean, okay, but you knew there were moons at some point. Like, lullabies, they're all, like, made up and stuff, so that's, you know.
Well, yeah, but the moons are rising, come to bed. That doesn't make sense anymore. There's no moons.
Well, sure, but it's still a nice thing to sing to kids. But you know, I'm not probably going to be in Novathea, right? Like, I'm going to be here, I think, like, here, where the tree is. That's definitely not Novathea.
Are you saying that if Smokey Banks moved back to Novathea, your tree would stay here?
Are you saying you think Smokey Banks is moving back to Novathea?
No, that's why I was surprised at you saying it.
No, I'm not. No, what I'm saying is I'm like here, I think, like here, not Novathea. I'm here.
I mean, we all are. I think you're confused about what you're saying.
I'm concerned that you want to go back to a place that is, like, definitely not me being here.
Oh, so, like, even if we could get away back to Novathea, you don't think you could go that far?
I don't know why. I don't think I would want to.
Even just to visit?
Well, maybe, but that's not exactly like I don't want to, like, just visit you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like here a lot. I mean, like, current state. I feel like I'm kind of thriving, actually, in this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to...
Goat injuries aside, but that's actually kind of, I think, good for me.
It's looking better. You earned some tea.
No, I mean, what I mean is I think I like going out into the woods by myself and fighting with goats. I think that's like a productive outlet for my tendencies.
I mean, if that's enough to keep you happy, I wouldn't want you to feel trapped here, though.
I feel like you feel like you're trapped here. I think this is the opposite. You know what I mean? I think I'm kind of concerned you're going to run away now.
What? No, I don't want to. I like going out and exploring in the wilds. I like seeing new and beautiful things. But just the fact that Novethea is totally cut off just makes me miss it more. Like the fact that I can't go back makes me want to.
I think I'm just worried you're going to find a way to.
I mean, I don't think it's really possible.
I moved between worlds kind of a lot, so I don't know.
But you never went back, right? You never backtracked?
No, but I also definitely never tried.
I don't want to go back to Novethea permanently, I don't think. But
that's kind of a statement. You don't?
Not permanently. I wouldn't want to walk away from you and Smokey Banks and everything.
She kind of like takes your hand and goes, "Do you promise that?"
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it.
She leans in and kisses you and kind of like pulls you down to bed and goes, "We're done cleaning wounds. That was a good thing to hear."
I want to stay here. But if there was a door, conveniently, where I could, visit, come back, I wouldn't not want to do that.
When, in all of this, have you been met with a single thing about any of this that has been remotely convenient?
Yeah, that's fair.
I know, I'm very wise. And she like kind of snuggles into you and drifts off to sleep. And I think that is where we will end. Thanks for listening to this episode of Wanderlust. Music for this show is credited down below. If you like this campaign, you can find more of our shows at the Wandering Gamer website or on Podbean. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links in the description. Now bear in mind, in the wilds, some wander to get lost, and some wander to find themselves.